Hello there. My name is Jake Levin. I'm a digital solution consultant here at ServiceNow, specializing in ITAM or IT asset management. I'm excited to be walking you through today our Washington, D.C. release, ITAM EAM, that's Enterprise Asset Management feature updates. Got quite a few new features here. Today I'll be walking through multi-asset onboarding, asset hierarchy, asset task lists, and indoor mapping for EAM. So without further ado, let's get started. This presentation may contain forward-looking statements that reflect the current beliefs of ServiceNow and are based on current information available. These forward-looking statements should not be relied upon in making purchasing decisions. For enterprise asset management, our first feature enhancement with our Washington, D.C. release is multi-asset onboarding. When an enterprise asset is onboarded in, for example, say a large batch, asset managers can now more efficiently and more accurately enter and onboard multiple assets at once. Those who receive assets can now initiate onboarding requests for multiple assets from the portal. Again, increasing that accuracy by following that guided process and ensuring all of the details, assignment details, and related records are complete and accurate for all of the same assets that are being onboarded. Our next feature is the asset hierarchy visualization. This UX enhancement allows EAM users to visualize the multi-tier asset hierarchy in an expandable and collapsible tree-like view. This allows for easy navigation from one asset component to another, all with a single click. The contextual panel on the right displays parent-child relationships of multi-component assets to enhance EAM user visibility. This UX enhancement and functionality did not exist for EAM prior to Washington, D.C. Our next enhancement is the Consolidated Asset Tasks list. Prior to Washington, EAM users did not have the visibility into the tasks, asset tasks, and work order tasks that were performed against an asset and its descendants. EAM users will now have a consolidated asset task list, which allows our customers to know what has been performed against an enterprise asset. This allows for an increased visibility and greater compliance with audits to report on all work performed on an asset throughout its lifecycle. Our last enhancement with our Washington, D.C. release is for not only EAM, but also for hardware asset management. We've added enhanced visibility into asset mapping. We're now able to drill into specific inside locations of where an asset resides within a specific space. No longer do asset managers have to search endlessly within a particular location. With asset hierarchy, we know that an asset resides at this particular campus, building, floor, or place. Having this precision allows for asset managers to quickly get to the assets that they need to and minimize that downtime of hunting for, say, a laptop, server, piece of equipment, or a specific heart monitor in, say, a patient room. All right, so I've now entered my Washington, D.C. ServiceNow instance. Today I'm impersonating the role of Joe, our Enterprise Asset Manager. Where we are is the Enterprise Asset Workspace, more specifically, the Enterprise Asset Estate tab. I've opened an Enterprise Asset Model record. This is for an excavator. As you can imagine, a machine like this has lots of components that need to be monitored, maintained, and tracked. For this particular asset record, we're able to launch into this hierarchy of all of the components of this excavator. We know all of the components that are attached to this excavator, including the trenching bucket, the coupler, and a hydraulic thumb kit. It's from here that Joe can also press this blue button here in the top right to onboard an asset. By doing so, he can also make use of, in that first step, of onboarding more than one asset, that multi-asset onboarding function I talked about a bit earlier. All right, I've now opened another enterprise asset record for another excavator, one that hasn't been recently onboarded, a little bit more seasoned of an enterprise asset. As mentioned during the presentation, Joe now has visibility into all of the related tasks that have been performed for this enterprise asset. He now knows all of the moves, RMAs, and work order tasks that have been performed against this enterprise asset. With this information, Joe can now confidently report this asset's maintenance history to his auditors, inspectors, and other business partners. All right, so pivoting back to our enterprise asset estate, this overview page acts as a consolidated graphical interface that spells out all of Joe's enterprise assets that he oversees at his organization. At the top in the ribbon, he has his asset indoor map, which spells out the specific campus, building, and floor and place as to where his specific assets are. So that way, Joe knows where his hardware, again, this is also a ham update in Washington, D.C., as well as his enterprise assets are. So that way, he doesn't have to go around from building to building, room to room, campus to campus. He knows specifically where he can locate this specific asset using his indoor map. Thank you for your time and attention today. Again, my name is Jake Levin. If you liked anything you saw in today's video, please reach out to your account team to continue the conversation. Additionally, feel free to visit our community pages, product documentation pages, as well as servicenow.com/itam. Thank you again and have a great rest of your day. Take care.